A mighty fortress is our God, a bulwark never failing. Our helper, he amid the flood of mortal ills prevailing. For still our ancient
Pastor Michael, happy
foe
Reformation Day.
does seek to
back.
work
We're
us
back.
woe.
It's such a great day.
His craft and
Pastor Michael, this surprise episode for everyone. I hope it's a surprise. I hope it's a happy surprise for you.
Probably not a surprise for most people that have been following us for a while.
So, but Pastor Michael, today we get to we're just having fun. We are just hanging out. We do want to see Reformation in the church. Hashtag save the PCA, Reformation Day. It's all good. But I just thought maybe we'd watch a couple of clips that might make you want Reformation in the church. And we're going to start with one. So we'll watch a little Roman Catholic content. We'll watch a little big evangelical content. We'll watch a guy we're friendly with. We'll just see. This is going to be a short episode. I want everyone here to be out there, you really living up Reformation Day today. Not sitting here, no more 2-hour Reformation Day streams. We don't need any of that. We need we need you out there in the real world. We need some of that energy. So Pastor Michael, this first clip is from a man named Steven Furtick. And this clip does make
you to refer to him as the one Steven Furtick.
And I just have to say, we were sent this as this is the worst thing that's ever happened. And it's going to be bad. And it's going to give us a lot to talk about, with the need for Reformation in the church. I will just go in, just so everyone knows the kind of energy I'm bringing to this clip. I have never been more endeared to the man than I am after watching this clip. So by the way, Steven Furtick, a man that won John MacArthur, called Obviously Unqualified. Steven Furtick, being a branding genius, immediately took that title, published a best-selling book called Unqualified about his call to ministry. And so Steven Furtick,
a likely ghostwritten book, by the way.
Almost certainly ghostwritten book.
It was before AI, right? So it wasn't AI yet.
Steven Furtick, whose sermons I tried to listen to back in the YRR days because he was hosted at a Mark Driscoll conference.
That's
and
right.
I went and started listening to him, and I said, these are literally miserable. They are.
This is my experience too.
It is unlistenable, by the way. So we are.
This is what I did though. This is I first found out about him when he did the elephant room thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They just announced it wasn't even happening yet, or they hadn't broadcast it yet. But there was all the list of all the pastors that were going to be there. So I just went through and I just clicked on them and I went and looked at their churches. And I remember doing Steven Furtick, and it was funny because they did this right on their homepage. They had this documentary about the founding of their church and how God brought them to do it. And they have all these pictures of him and all of the guys that were helping lead it beforehand.
Yeah.
And they just looked like regular guys.
Oh yeah.
Even Steven Furtick, just a regular guy. And then it was always them then talking in documentary style to the camera. And every single one of them had bedazzled jeans and frost tip faux hawks and stuff like that. And I was like, I cannot take this seriously. I cannot do it.
I think we might have reached the end point of Steven Furtick's trying to sell himself. So Pastor Michael, as we watch this clip, what I want you to answer by the end of this clip is, you are a person going to this church, and I want you to tell me why you are going to this church by the end of this clip. That is literally the question I want answered, because I think it's a live question by the end of this. And I love this clip so much, everybody.
Get up and walk, and I'm walking in the power of His Word, and I'm walking in the potential of a brighter tomorrow, and I'm living in the light of a new day.
He's flexing.
I'm just speculating. I think this man started singing at this point. I think he started singing, look at what the Lord has done. I'm never going back to the way That's why I got my mat, because I'm not going back. Say it, not going back. Say it, not going back. Give him my spot.
Find that out.
So, okay, before we go to this part, which is even more just glory, here's one thing I don't know how he gets away with this. We'll just say we live in a pretty like race sensitive and conscious day. Like, I don't know why Steven Furtick apparently gets a pass on like making his persona a Black Baptist preacher, like, and just like he gets to do that.
And especially
I don't know.
if you go back, you remember, like, he wasn't that way.
No,
It's
he was
clearly
like
a feigned thing, right? Like, he's this is not real.
like or we're finally at the real version. I don't know, because there was a time where he was like, I'm the new, like, we're teaching the Bible guy, and then it was just the like, I'm the follow your dreams, mega church pastor. And now we're at like clap along. I have an organ going the whole time I'm doing this. Like, and yep. So, all right, the end of this clip, just where it just gets so.
To later. See, sometimes God does it now, but you praise him later because you didn't even know he was doing it at the time. I feel God saying, praise me now, and I'll explain it later. My man is walking, talking about, I'm dancing on I'm carrying the mat that I once laid on. Carrying the mat that I once laid on. Carrying the mat that I once laid on. Carrying the mat this mat ain't heavy. Carrying the mat that I once laid on. Carrying the mat.
All right, so he's carrying a man.
He's carrying a guy.
You can't do that. Yes, I can. We're not doing the stairs. Get out.
That's the best. The final thing he says, we're not doing the stairs, get out, is what he says to the guy who he is piggybacking. Oh my goodness. So,
that's
Mr. Michael,
funny.
oh, it's so funny.
That's so funny.
What you're a person, and he's asking you to sing along, carrying the mat. Like, he's asking you to sing this. What are you doing? Like, tell me what a person is doing at this church at this point. Like, that's just
I don't know. So it's very much out of what especially a more stoic Midwesterner would care for at all. But it is the kind of thing that I do think still has an appeal, just in the sense of you go to a place, you experience something with a bunch of other people, not unlike a big concert or a show, except you are kind of involved, right? Hey, he's walking around. You feel like this is spontaneous. That was all planned, by the way. But like, you feel like this is a spontaneous thing that we didn't know was going to happen. They've literally said they plant people at their baptisms, right? So they're like, that's a common practice. This was all planned. This was all part of the plan. They literally have production staff that set these things up, but it feels like, hey, we're in this, in this very authentic moment in a world that's all fake, and we're kind of singing together, and it's kind of fun and lighthearted. I can see how you could get into it. I could see how you could enjoy it. It's just not the Christian faith, right? Yep. Like, it's a weird cultural thing. It's not actually biblical worship.
Yep, it is. It isn't. And again,
this is. Can I say, by the way, did you see the video where he's dancing around and he was like, I feel like I'm on cocaine, but I've never done that.
For the record. Yeah, let me play that clip just because I have that one pulled up. These are just all-timers. They're just all-timers, without a doubt.
I've definitely never done it, but I feel like I'm on cocaine.
Yeah, look, like a thief in the night. I know them all. Keep the beat going. Keep the beat going. I'm clapping. I'm praising. I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. For the record. For the record. For the record. And I'm clapping my hands.
Okay, so Pastor Michael.
He's maybe on it now. Right? Like, I feel like I'm on it. I never did that before, for the record.
So, Pastor Michael, you are Steven Furtick. We are at one of two options here. This is obviously not biblical worship. That's the point. But here's, I think, why I like this, and this might be why he's doing it, and should actually make me think that it actually is even more staged. Of course, everyone was like memeing on this clip with things like when you forget to do any sermon prep. But because here's what's endearing about this in a way, like in our world, like that is all of these big megachurch things are just a complete obvious production, like transition to this really video, like all these, like everything is slick. Steven Furtick is now just like, I'm making up stuff. I'm up here. I don't care. And what I feel like when I watch it is I'm like, there are a few things about it. One, I mean, I think this is true. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, he is so rich, it literally just doesn't matter. And so he's like, I just kind of getting like,
I'm phoning it in today because who cares at this point?
But I do think what it probably actually does is the production now, it just has to change its form. It has to feel impromptu, and like it's still being carried by his charisma, but now it's literally just straight, like you feel like you're in the moment now with this guy, and that is actually you're probably right. Most likely it is just as fake.
Yep. It probably is. Maybe not,
maybe he literally just doesn't care.
Do this.
Yeah.
That is possible.
But I do think like it actually makes, I don't know if it doesn't, I'm not hopeful for Steven Furtick at all. I think, for the record, just so everyone knows, since I said how much I love these clips, for the record, I am not hopeful about Steven Furtick or any of the fruit of his horrible ministry. But maybe we can turn back the tide on worship as a production. We still have not reformed worship as entertainment. We're still stuck with that, unfortunately, and we need to reform that. But all right, Pastor Michael, should we go to a clip from the Pope of Rome, not the Antichrist? Definitely not
Let's
an Antichrist.
Do it.
Not an
Antichrist. I'm
Antichrist.
sure it's a wonderful thing, and it's super conservative of him to do whatever you're about to show. I'm so glad so many are returning to the historic church to see the very conservative, the Latin-speaking Pope do something that only the true conservative church would do. Probably.
I'm from Chicago, probably a Cubs fan. If you're in Wisconsin, there's at least one good reason not to convert back to Rome at this point. Pope Bob is probably a Cubs fan. I'll just say the clip I'm about to share was shared by a well-known Roman Catholic apologist. So I mean, Pastor Michael, this has got to be the welcome mat into the church. And by the way, to any Roman Catholic who thinks I'm just picking on them, I'm not sharing the weird ice blessing ceremony where there was a piece of ice and they were venerating it.
I did think that might be what we're going into. I didn't know. I don't know everybody.
And I'm not showing the clip where, following up on our episode, do Roman Catholics and Muslims worship the same God, where they now in the Vatican installed a Muslim prayer library for those needing to pray to Mecca in the Vatican. I'm not
Dude,
saying
who in their right mind would become Roman Catholic right now.
I don't know.
It's one of the biggest cons in like the modern church movements, right? Is, hey, we're the true historic church. Also, Muslims are.
Who is the Antichrist? Who is it? All right. So let's go watch the clip. And this Roman Catholic apologist loved to talk to you about this, Taylor Marshall. He says this clip is obviously false. I'd love to know how that fits with the universal jurisdiction area.
It's not ex cathedra, so we don't have to listen to it. Otherwise, the Pope doesn't even matter.
Senator Durbin, some people of faith are having a hard time with understanding this because he is he's for legalized abortion. How would you help people of faith right now decipher that, feel about that, and how do you feel about that?
I'm not terribly familiar with the particular case.
Listening to a pope just speak English like this is so weird, by the way. Just like to be
still
clear.
A little accent.
Yeah, it's
You
such
know
a
what I mean?
yeah.
It's like every
I think
Western
that
guy that converts to Orthodoxy and becomes a priest, how they all sound like they're Slavic for some reason. It's like a red hair, super pale skin guy from like Des Moines, and all of a
Right.
sudden he's a Slavic man
Yes.
doing the liturgy of the Orthodox Church.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Oh man.
that it's very important to look at the overall work that a senator has done during, if I'm not mistaken, 40 years of service in the United States Senate. I understand the difficulty and the tensions, but I think as I myself have spoken in the past, it's important to look at many issues that are related to what is the teaching of the church.
So let me just go and say the question they're asking is, this is Bob from Chicago. His senator, Dick Durbin from Illinois, is a avidly pro-abortion Democrat. And so the question is, they're asking, Vatican News is asking the Pope, help the people, help the many pro-life, and I'm so thankful, many pro-life Roman Catholics. How do we handle this? How do we handle that none of these people who have anti-human beliefs have ever been disciplined from the church in any form? And right, the current so his answer is, we're in the middle of the I don't know everything, and we have to look at the totality
I'm not
of
very
his work.
familiar, but I believe a 40-year career, if I'm not mistaken, right? You know what I mean?
The 40-year, as my 40-year representative, who I have had the choice to vote for. Yeah, I could have voted. Here's a great question for the Pope, Bob. Did you vote for the guy? Did you vote
for him? Yeah.
What an interesting question. All right, let's keep playing.
Someone who says I'm against abortion but says I'm in favor of the death penalty is not really pro-life. So
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Notably not pro-life document the Catechism of the Roman Catholic Church.
The Mosaic Pentateuch. So I mean, this is obviously one of the most recent things the Roman Catholic Church has flipped on. A famous enactor of the death penalty has said that the death penalty is not pro-life. Now, here's what's shocking about that. Not only is, by the way, the death penalty moral, not only is the fact that we don't use the death penalty probably part of our problem today.
Yep.
The death penalty is literally instituted in Genesis 9 for pro-life reasons.
Yep.
The explicit reasoning is to protect the image of God in a world of sin. It is explicitly
instituted by God.
By God. Yeah, but all right, he's got 30 more seconds. I'm sure it is going to get more conservative. It is going to make me look stupid.
It's going to be way more trad. It's going to be so much more trad because the rest of what he says will just be in Latin. In Latin, he'll tell you why homosexuality isn't that big of a deal. And so it's super traditional and really the true church.
Obviously, I like Wisconsin Roman Catholics better than I like the hierarchy of the church. Clearly.
Also, watching this, it's awesome being Protestant.
Every day it's awesome.
It is.
I wake up and I'm happy.
Someone who says that I'm against abortion, but I'm in agreement with the inhuman treatment of immigrants who are in the United States.
Oh,
that's pro-life. So they're very complex issues.
Borders, another noted anti-pro-life issue.
Don't know if anyone has all the truth on them, but I would ask first and foremost that there be greater respect for one another and that we search together both as human beings, in that case as American citizens or citizens of the state of Illinois, as well as Catholics, to say we need to really look closely at all of these ethical issues and to find the way forward as church. Church teaching on each one of those issues is very clear.
So let me just say, this is the man who is supposed to be the literal universal pastor of humanity. He is bad at it. You can't even give a clear answer to these things. I mean, we have to
You can't
judge
give
all.
a clear answer that's not just a like typical like leftist talking point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we just all need to get along, and actually, the pro-lifers who are against open borders and don't think that everybody has a right to their system of government just for being human, and also anybody who would ever want to institute the death penalty, they're kind of the bad guys here, not Dick Durbin.
Right. Right. Thomas Aquinas is the real problem. Notable
Yeah, right.
expositor and proclaimer of the justness of the death penalty. And likely,
Guess what, Tradcats? Your Pope is just another leftist. Like,
I
that's
know.
it.
This is actually why, and someone out there is going to go, Pastor Michael is speaking too harshly of Roman Catholicism. This has always been our position as Protestants, as Protestant pastors. I believe there are people within the Roman Catholic Church who are believers, who are sincere believers. I think there's a lot who like fish on Friday, just like me, and that's their connection to it. But our problem is not with the individual Roman Catholic. Now, again, we're obviously talking about this because of the ridiculousness of conversion to this. The problem is the hierarchy. The problem is that is what is so horrible, terrible, right? That there cannot be true Christians or even true pastors within its communion, but that the Roman Catholic hierarchy is I can't believe you would still be being an apologist for it at this point. And if you're not,
Well, and some of them seem to be changing, by the way. You watch like a guy like Ed Fazer online, who's a really interesting and enjoyable, just general Christian apologist, but is a Roman Catholic. He over time, and maybe I haven't kept super in touch with his stuff, but it does seem like regularly his stuff comes across my feed. And it's like, dude, the guy's looking for another Reformation. Like, that's what he's looking for.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't believe what these popes are saying,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's good things happening in that regard.
If Mr. Fazer or Marshall would like to know someone known as who disagrees with and protests the Pope of Rome's statements, practices, or faith, we would call you a Protestant, and you are welcome to join us at any point. So, Pastor Michael, the last one, this is a yay, nay, or nuance before we get out of here today. We should probably put out some of the video of us doing these, because the video, especially the video with Steven Furtick, it's so much better if you get to see it along with us. So you might be able to find the video of this episode if I can get around to it. So Pastor Michael, this next one is from a guy been on the show, Kieth Foskey, we like. So this is a practical question about reforming worship. So Pastor Michael, we're going to be doing a yay, nay, or nuance to the greeting time in worship. Let's hear what this Baptist pastor funny man has to say about the meet and greet time in worship, and we'll find out if we agree.
This moment in the worship service when I say turn and greet your neighbors. I know a lot of people who don't like that part. And some people say, oh, you're stopping worship. You're not stopping worship, because actually telling someone that you are glad to see them in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ is part of what we are called to do. This is part of the koinonia. This is part of worship. It doesn't stop worship. It actually continues in the aspect of worship of recognizing that you're not here alone. We are here together, not apart. This is not 100 people in separate worship. This is 100 people gathered as one body in worship. And from the earliest moments of the church's existence, they did what was called passing the peace. And that is where they would turn to their neighbor, they would extend their hand, or they would offer a holy kiss, and they would say, peace be unto you, and they would say, peace be unto you. This was the passing of the peace. This goes back to the early church. So,
Pastor Michael,
we're going to start kissing, everybody.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So, by the way, man, I'd take I'd borrow a Baptist to get an amen or two in my sermons every now and again.
I know, we need it. It would be so nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes like working with guys in Presbyterian churches where they're like, it's hard sometimes when you're preaching because there's just so little feedback. Like, you're looking around and nobody's even moving. And I'm like, yep. I know. It's why I always try to be more vocal and like active as I'm receiving a sermon because I know, man, I know.
Yeah. So Pastor Michael, the meet and greet time in the service, one of the most potentially derailing things, in my opinion, in a lot of worship. But let's grant one of the points he makes that is clearly important and true. We need to recognize we are worshiping together as a congregation.
Great.
We do need to be together in that way. That is, and he is right. That is the reasoning behind the passing of the peace, which is a very historic, very old church practice. So Pastor Michael, how do you, but what do you feel about the actual, and obviously, like, if we're going to talk about regulative principle stuff, we're going to be talking about verses like 1 Peter 5:14, greet one another with a holy kiss. Peace to all of you who are in Christ, right? These kinds of verses. So Pastor Michael, what do you think of?
Yeah. I mean, these are letters written to a church, right? Like, that is a greeting, of course, it's not necessarily like a prescribed element of worship. I mean, I'm going to nuance it. I think it's fine, but also it doesn't have to be like a thing that's like, you got to do this, right? You got to, if you don't do this, then we're not worshiping together. No, it's fine either way. It can be good. It cannot be good. The way you do it matters, right? How you do it, the form that you're doing it in. It can be fine. It can be weird.
Yeah, it can be weird. And like,
it can be weird.
Like, it literally helps, though, at least if you're going to tell people, like, say, like, the Lord bless you. Like, it really helps people if you at least say, like, here's what to say. The meet and greet time, also the weird social time, is strange. Like, the church is liturgical. We pass the peace. Like, we literally liturgically say to those around us, peace be with you and also with you, is very different. Like, oh, how you doing? Like, we have 35 seconds to talk. Like, that's a very different thing. But we should have real fellowship. I think a lot of evangelicalism, like where you had the meet and greet time, but everything else in the service was like an entertainment thing, and you put the lights down low so that no one else is there. Like, what if we heard each other sing? Like, what if you verbally responded to a sermon? What if? Could you do that? Like these, I think there are a lot of ways. It's the right principle, absolutely. But I do agree with you that I don't think that this is the only way to do it. And I do think it is pretty derailing. It can be pretty derailing to it.
Yeah, I think it can be. I think it can be great. And go ahead, do it. That's fine. I am honestly so not like, I literally don't think about it that much. It doesn't seem like such an important thing to me.
Yeah.
One way or the other is what I mean. Right? I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other.
I just found it an enjoyable clip, and just thinking about just thinking about all the different experiences I've had in like those meet and greet times throughout my life. But so this is Reformation Day, Pastor Michael. We want Reformation. Maybe someday we should do an episode on like, what would Reformation, what would revival, like, what do these things mean? What would they look like today?
What would it actually be?
Yeah, it'd be at least an interesting conversation. So, happy Reformation Day to all, and to all a good night.